Hello students, welcome to Science Sunera Classroom. In this video, we are going to discuss exercise 4.2 problems. Previously, we already discussed about exercise 4.1 problems, and also we discussed how we can find the roots by using factorization. So in this video, we will see how we find the roots by using factorization method. First of all, we will see an simple problem, which is the first problem in exercise 4.2. Here the question is x square minus 3x minus 10 is equals to 0. Is it a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation because here the degree is 2, as we already know. Here in factorization, we need to split the middle term into two terms, and those terms should equal to the product of first and last term. So first of all, I will tell you how we can easily think about this. So first of all, this is just write the first and last terms. What is the first term here? 1 into what is the last term? Minus 10. If I multiply, then what will I get? Minus 10. So I need to split the minus 3 into two terms, which if the product should equal to minus 10. How can I write it? Just think. So is it possible? Can I write in this way? Minus 5 plus 2. Is it possible? Because minus into plus minus 5 to the 10. So we got minus 10 by splitting minus 3 into two terms. So I can write it as x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 is equals to 0. And let me take first two terms and second two terms. So first in first two terms, if I take x as common, then what will I get? The remaining terms will be x minus 5. If I take plus 2 as common in the remaining two terms, then I'll get x minus 5 will be the remaining terms. And this is one term and this is also one term. If I take x minus 5 as common, then what are the remaining terms here? X plus 2. Now we need to find the roots. How we can find? Roots are nothing but the x value. So I will write it in a separate way. X minus 5 and x plus 2 is equals to 0. What is the x value here? X value is 5 and x value is equals to minus 2. So 5 comma minus 2 are the roots of this quadratic equation. This is the way we will find the roots by factorization. We will move on to the next question. Here the next question is 2x square plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. This is one of the quadratic equations. So now I'm going to split the middle terms in such a way that their product is equal to the product of first and last term. So this is the first term and this is the last term here. We need to take the coefficients only. So 2 into minus 6, I'll get minus 12. Now split this 1. What is the coefficient of x? It is 1. So split this into two terms that their product should equal to minus 12. How can I split these two terms? Can I write it as 4x minus 3x, which means 4 3s are 12 and minus is also then minus 12. So I can write it here as 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 is equals to 0. Here minus 4 into minus 3 it will minus 12 and 2 into minus 6 is also minus 12 and 4x minus 3x it will become x. So I got the middle term only. Now if I take 2x as common, then what will I get? X plus 2. And then if I take minus 3 as common, then what will the remaining terms? X plus 2 only is equals to 0. And this is one term and this is one term. If I take x plus 2 as common, then what are the remaining terms here? 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now separate this. X plus 2 is equals to 0 and what is the another one? 2x minus 3. So 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now find the x value. X is equals to minus 2 and 2x is equals to 3 and x value will become 3 by 2. So the roots of this quadratic equations are equation or minus 2 comma 3 by 2. So this is the way we will find out the roots. Now move on to the next question. Here the next question is root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 is equals to 0. And now first multiply the first and last terms. Root 2 into 5 root 2. What will I get? Root 2 into root 2 it will become 2 only, right? 5 into 2, 10. 5 2 is 10. Now split this middle term into 2. Here I have 7x, which means 7. Can I write it as 2 in 2 plus 5? 2 5s are 10 only, right? So 2 plus 5 is 7. So can I write it as root 2x square plus 2x plus 5x plus 5 root 2 is equals to 0, right? So these two, I'll take these two terms and these two terms. If I take root 2x as common, then what are the remaining terms here? In this term, remaining term is x only. Plus here, if I take x as common and root 2, can I write 2 as a root 2 into root 2? So if I take root 2 common, then the remaining will be root 2 only. If you want, you can multiply this with these two terms, then we need to get this term only. Then here take the 5 as common, then the remaining terms will be x plus root 2. And this is one term, this is one term. I'll take x plus root 2 as common. Then what are the remaining terms here? The remaining terms are root 2x plus 5 is equals to 0. Now split those terms and write it in a separate way. Root 2x plus 5 is equals to 0. Now here what is the value of x? The value of x is minus 2, and here the value of x is minus 5 by root 2. So the roots of this quadratic equation are minus root 2 comma minus 5 by root 2. This is the way we will find out the roots, and we will move on to the next question. Here the next question is 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 is equals to 0. Is it a quadratic equation? Yes, it is quadratic equation, but this is not in a general standard form. What is the general form? Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. This is the standard and general form. So we need to make this equation in this way. How can I write? I'll take it as LCM. If I take LCM as 8, then what will I get? 8 2s are 16, x square minus 8x plus 1 is equals to 0. Then if this 8 go to that side, then the remaining will be 16x square minus 8x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now we need to find roots for this equation. What is the equation here? 16x square minus 8x plus 1 is equals to 0. Is it the equation? Yes, it is. Now I need to split the middle term into two types in such a way that here first I will multiply the first and last term. What are the terms here? 16 into 1, 16. Now split this minus 8 into two terms, which the product should equal to 16. How can I write it? I'll write it as minus 4 and minus 4, right? Minus into minus plus, and 4 4 just 16. I will write it as 16x square minus 4x plus 1 is equals to 0. If I take 4x as common, then what are the remaining terms here? Here the remaining terms are 4x minus 1. And if I take minus 1 as common, then the remaining terms will be 4x minus 1 is equals to 0. So if I take 4x minus 1 as common, then the remaining terms are 4x minus 1. So here the values of x, 4x minus 1 is equals to 0, comma 4x minus 1 is equals to 0. So we can write it as 4x is equals to 1 and x value is 1 by 4. And here also 4x is equals to 1 and x is equals to 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 and 1 by 4 are the roots of this equation. This is the way we will find out the roots by factorization method. Now the next question is 100x square minus 20x plus 1 is equals to 0. What is the first step we need to do? We need to check the product of first and last term. Here the first term is 100 and the last term is 1. Then what is the product? 100 is the product. Now split the minus 20 into two terms. How can I write it? Can I write it as, just think about it, minus 10 minus 10. So can I write it as minus 10 minus 10, minus into minus plus, 10 tens are 100. We got it. Now I'll write it as 100x square minus 10x plus 1 is equals to 0. If I take 10x as common, then what are the remaining terms here? The remaining terms are 10x minus 1. And if I take minus 1 as common, then 10x minus 1 is equals to 0. So in this term and in this term, 10x minus 1 is common. If I take them, then what are the remaining terms here? 10x minus 1 only. So I'll write it as 10x minus 1 is equals to 0, comma 10x minus 1 is equals to 0. If I want to know the x value, then 10x is equals to minus 1 and plus 1. So x will become 1 by 10. Here also same, 10x is equals to 1, and what is the x value? 1 by 10. And what are the roots of that equation? 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. These two are the roots of quadratic equation. So the roots are same. Next, here the next problem is solve the problem given in example 1. Actually, this is the problem given in example 1. Here the question is John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles. This is the problem which we already discussed in the example problems as well. So I'm just going to repeat it for you. Now John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles. So John and Jivanti both have 45 marbles. Both of them lost 5 marbles each. And the product of the number of marbles they now have is 124. So if I want to know how many marbles are there, then let John marbles be x. How many marbles have there for Jivanti? She have total are 45 and John have x. Then the remaining will be, if I subtract 45 minus x, then these are the marbles of Jivanti, right? So I need to subtract the John marbles from the total. Then I'll get Jivanti marbles. Now it was given both of them lost 5 marbles. So after lost, John will have how many marbles? He will have, actually he have x marbles. After lost, he will have x minus 5 marbles. And Jivanti, she have how many marbles? She have 45 minus x marbles she have now. So if she lost 5 marbles, then how many marbles are there? 40 minus x marbles are there. And also it was given that the product of the number of marbles they have now is 124. So their product, which means this, and if product is 124. Now we need to solve this equation and we need to find the x values, which is nothing but the solutions of that equation. First I'm going to multiply. It was given only, right? So the product of this, the product of John marbles and Jeevanti marbles is 124, which means we need to multiply both and we will get 124. So x into 40, 40x. Now x into minus x square, minus 4 5 are 20, 200, minus into minus plus 5x is equals to 124. Now we need to solve this. X into 40x minus x square minus 5 4s are 20, 5 zeros are 0, minus 200, minus into minus plus 5x is equals to 124. If I solve this, then what will I get? Here minus x square, and here 40x and 5x, it will become 45x minus 200. This plus 25 will come to this side and it will become minus 124. Then minus x square plus 45x minus 324 is equals to 0. If I multiply the whole equation with minus, then what will I get? X square minus 45x minus plus 324 is equals to 0. This is the quadratic equation I got by solving the previous problem. Now we need to find the x values. Then only we will know how many marbles are there from John and Jeevanti, right? So that's why I'm going to solve this equation. X square minus 45x plus 324 is equals to 0. Now I need to find the x values by factorization. How I can solve this equation by factorization? First I need to multiply the first and last term. 1 into 324. What is the value here? It is 324 only. Now I need to split the middle terms. Minus 45 into 2 terms which their product should equal to 324. Can I write it as minus 36 and minus 9? Is that, what is that product? 9 6 are 54, 9 3 are 27, 27 plus 5, it is 32, minus into minus plus, so we got 324 only. So I can write it as x square minus 36x minus 9x plus 324 is equals to 0. Now these two terms and these two terms, now I'm going to take common as x, then what will I get? X minus 36. And in this equation if I take minus 9 as common, then what will I get? X minus 36 only. If you want, you can multiply 9 and 36. We got 324 only, right? And then in this term and this term, x minus 36 is common. So I'm writing x minus 36 and x minus 9 is equals to 0. Now x is equals to, x minus 36 is equals to 0 and x minus 9 is equals to 0. Then what are the values of x? Here the value is 36 and here the value is 9. Here we have two cases. If the x value is 36 and the x value is 9. Now I'm going to write it in two cases. If x is equals to 36. What is x value here? The x value is John. Here the x value is John and Jeevanti have 45 minus x, which means they are asking about, we would like to find out how many marbles they had to start with. So in the starting, in the beginning, how many marbles they have. So it is x marbles and 45 minus x marbles. So after, so x here the x value is 36. So John marbles, if x is 36, then John marbles are 36 and Jeevanti marbles is equals to 45 minus x, which is nothing but 45 minus 36 is equals to 9. So Jeevanti have 9 marbles and John have 36 marbles. If x value is 9, then John marbles are 9 and Jeevanti marbles are 45 minus 9, which is nothing but 36 marbles. So it is vice versa. So this is the way we will find out the x values by using factorization. Now we will move on to the next problem. What is the next problem here? A cottage industry produces a certain number of toys in a day. This problem is also we already discussed in the previous videos. So again I am doing it for you. So a cottage industry produces a certain number of toys in a day. So in a day there are certain number of toys will be produced. So the cost of production of each toy was found to be 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. So the cost is equal to 55 minus number of toys produced on that day, which means I will tell you on a particular day the total cost of production was 750. We would like to find out the number of toys produced on that day. So here we need to find, okay, I will write here only. Here it was given. Okay. The cost of production of each toy. We need to find how many toys will be produced on that day, which means let number of toys, we need to find the toys only, right? So number of toys be x toy. One toy cost is equal to 45 minus number of toys. How many toys are there? X. So one toy cost is equal to 55 minus number of toys. So right, because it was already given 55. It was found to be 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. So here the number of toys produced on that day will be x. 55 minus x will be the cost. Now we need to find total cost. So it was given total cost on that day is 750. How can we know the total cost? Because this is the one toy cost, and if I want to know all the toys cost, then we need to multiply number of toys on that day plus one toy cost is equals to, it was already given the total production, which is 750. Now I need to multiply x into 55. 55x minus x square is equals to 750. Now if I make this in such an arrangement, 55x and this 750 will come to this side, it will become minus 750 is equals to 0. If I multiply this whole equation with minus, then I'll get x square minus 55x plus 750 is equals to 0. Now I need to do the factorization. How I can do this by factorization? I need to first multiply the first and last term. What are the product? First and last term, 1 into 750, which is nothing but 750. Now I need to split the middle term in two ways such that their product is equal to 750. How can I write it? Can I write it as minus 25 and minus 30? Is it possible? Yes, I will write it. Minus into minus plus. 25 3s are 75, and here 0 is already there. So here the product is also 750. So I can write it as x square minus 25x minus 30x plus 750 is equals to 0. And these two terms and these two terms, I will take x as common. Then what are the remaining terms here? X minus 25. If I take minus 30 as common, then what are the remaining terms? Same, x minus 25. If you want, you can multiply 30 into 25 as well. Now this is one term and this is one term. Now if I take x minus 25 as common, then what are the remaining terms here? X minus 30. So here we need to find the x value. I will write it in a separate way. X minus 30 is equals to 0. Here what are the values? X is equals to 25 and x is equals to 30. These are the values. So first we need to know, it was given, we need to find how many number of toys are produced on that day. Either it will be 25 toys produced on that day or 30 toys. Both answers are same. If you want, you can verify by substituting the values, and you will know the total cost will be 750 only. If you want, you can verify as well. Now we will move on to the next question. Here the next question is, find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. Here it was not given the connection between the two numbers. They are just given normal numbers. So we need to find those numbers. Let x be the one number, first number, and y be the second number. Okay. Now here it was given sum, which means x plus y is equals to 27, and product xy is equals to 182. If I want to know any one of the value, can I use substitution method? I will tell you how we can do it. So here we have x plus y is equals to 27. If I want to know what is the y value, what is the y value here from this equation? The y value is 27 minus x. So let's say it is equation 1 and equation 2. If equation 1, I will find the y value. What is the y value here? 27 minus x. I will substitute this y value in equation 2. This is nothing but the substitution method which we already discussed. So I will substitute this here. What is the second equation? Xy is equals to 182. What is the y value here? X into 27 minus x is equals to 182. I will solve this. 27x minus x square is equals to 182. Now I will solve this. If these terms will go to that side, it will become x square minus 27x plus 182 is equals to 0. This is also quadratic equation because the degree is 2. Now we need to find the x values. So to find the x values, I will do the factorization. So what are the factorization? How we can do it? By first, I will multiply the first and last terms. 1 into 182. What is the value here? The product is 182. Now I need to split the middle term. Minus 27 into 2 types, that product should equal to 182. How can I write it? Just think about it. How can I write it? Can I write it as minus 13 and minus 14? I will check. So here what is the value? 14 3s are 42. 14 1s are 14 and 182. Minus into minus plus. So we got 182. So I can write it here. X square minus 13x minus 14x plus 182 is equals to 0. Right? So if I take x as common, then what will I get? X minus 13. If I take minus 14 as common, then I'll get x minus 13 as well. If you want, you can multiply as we already did. Minus 13 and minus 14 will become plus 182 is equals to 0. This is one term, this is one term. If I take x minus 13 as common, then what are the remaining terms? X minus 14 is equals to 0. So here x value, x minus 13 is equals to 0 and x minus 14 is equals to 0. So x value is equals to 13 and also x value is equals to 14. So one of the numbers is 13 and another number is 14. So we need to find the other number, which is y value. Here there are two numbers, right? One is x value and another one is y value. How we can find it? We will find it by substituting the value in equation 1. Okay, if x is equals to 13, then what is the y value? 27 minus x, which is nothing but 27 minus 13 is equals to 14. So the y value is 14. And if x is equals to 14, then what is the y value? Y is equals to 27 minus x, which is 27 minus 14 is equals to 13. So it is vice versa. So if x value is 13, then y value is 14. If x value is 14, then y value is 13. If you want, you can verify 14 plus 13, it is nothing but 27, which was already given in the problem. If you want to multiply 14 and 13, the product is 182. So we verified the problem as well. This is the way we will find out the x values. Now move on to the next question. Here the next question is, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So I already discussed with you what is consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are nothing but the one another number. I mean one number which is next to another number. Like for example, 1, 2 are consecutive numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5. These two are all consecutive numbers. So the difference is 1 only. So the difference is 1. Which means, let's say for example, let x be one consecutive number, then the other number will be x plus 1 only. This is the clue we need to know. So find two consecutive positive numbers, sum of whose squares is 365. Let x and x plus 1 be consecutive numbers. How we can say? Because we already know the consecutive numbers are x and x plus 1 only, because the difference is 1 only. Now it was given sum of whose squares is. So if I square these two numbers, what will I get? X square. And if I square these two numbers, x plus 1 whole square. So sum of their squares is equal to 365. This is given in the question. Sum of whose squares? So these two numbers square. If I add these two numbers square, then we will get 365. Now if I solve this, x square plus x plus 1 a plus b whole square, which is nothing but a square plus b square, means 1 plus 2ab, which is 2x, is equals to 365. Now here 2x square plus 2x, here plus 1, and this will come to this side, it will become minus 365 is equals to 0. Now 2x square plus 2x minus 364 is equals to 0. If I take 2 as common, then x square plus x minus, if I take 2 as common, then what will I get? 2 1 are 2, 2 8 is 16, 2 2 are 4, 182 is equals to 0. So finally we got x square plus x minus 182 is equals to 0. Now we need to do the factorization. First I will multiply first and last terms. Minus 182. What is the product here? Minus 182. Now I need to split the middle term. What is the middle term? 1 here. I need to split the middle terms, which their product should equal to minus 182. So can I write it as 14 and minus 13, as we already did in the previous problem, which are those two are negatives. Here one is positive and one is negative. We can do it according to our problem. So I will write it as x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 is equals to 0. And these two are one terms and these two will be one term. If I take x as common, then x plus 14 will be the remaining numbers. And if I take minus 13 as common, then also same, x plus 14 will be the remaining terms. And this is one term, this is one term. Now I will take x plus 14 as common from both the terms, then the remaining terms will be x minus 13 is equals to 0. And x plus 14 is equals to 0, this is one value. X minus 13 is equals to 0, this is one value. Here x is equals to minus 14 and here x is equals to 13. It was given in the question that those consecutive numbers should be positive integers. So we will ignore the negative number. So this number, it is not, it is a negative number, so we can ignore that. So the main x, what is the one number? The one number is 13 and another number which is nothing but x plus 1, which is 13 plus 1 is 14. So the two consecutive numbers are 13 and 14. This is the answer we need to find. And now we will move on to the next question. Here the next question is, the altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeters, find the other two sides. This is our altitude, which is the angle should be 90 degrees. And the altitude of the right triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. Here it was given, it was hypotenuse. altitude is nothing but the 90 degrees, so we know that it is a right angle triangle. So I will write a right angle triangle here. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeters, it was given hypotenuse is 13 centimeters, find the other two sides. Let base be x, and then what is the value of altitude? Altitude is 7 centimeters less than its base, which means x minus 7. So this value is x minus 7 and this is the x value. Now we need to find the both values. Here it was already given the clues, and x minus 7, we have all the values. Now we need to find both sides. How can we find? We already know it is a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse side whole square is equals to altitude square plus base square, which is nothing but we already know ABC. AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square, right? Now what is the AC square here? AC square, which it was given 13 square, is equals to what is the AB square? AB is nothing but the altitude, which is x minus 7 whole square, plus BC square is x square only. Now we need to solve. 13 into 13, it is 169, is equals to x minus 7 whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So x square plus 7 7 are 49 minus 14x plus x square. Now if I solve this, x square 2x square minus 14x plus 49. If I solve this again, we'll get 2x square minus 14x plus 49, and this 169 will come to this side. It will become minus 169 is equals to 0. So 2x square minus 14x minus what will be the remaining number here? 120 is equals to 0. If I take 2 as common, then I'll get x square minus 7x minus 60 is equals to 0. And if I cancel, this 2 will go to that side, it will become 0 as well. So x square minus 7x minus 60 is equals to 0. Now I need to do the factorization, and we need to know the values of what is the x value, what is the base, and what is the altitude. How can I do by factorization? So I will first multiply the first and last term, which is 1 into minus 60, their product is minus 60. Now I need to split the middle term, minus 7, into two terms, which their product should also equal to minus 60. How can I do that? Can I do it as minus 12 and plus 5? Is it possible? 12 5 is 60, minus into plus minus 60, and minus 12 plus 5, which is nothing but minus 7 only, right? So I will write it as x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 is equals to 0. If I take x as common, then the remaining terms will be x minus 12. If I take plus 5 as common, then the remaining term is x minus 12 is equals to 0. And this is one term, this is one term. If I take x minus 12 as common, then the remaining terms is x plus 5 is equals to 0. Now I will write in a separate way. X is equals to, okay, I'll write it here. X minus 12 is equals to 0 and x plus 5 is equals to 0. What is the x value here? X value is 12 and here the x value is minus 5. And we can ignore the negative value because in the measurements there is no negative value. So our x value is 12. So we already know that the base x is 12 and we need to know the altitude. So what is the altitude? Altitude is x minus 7, which is 12 minus 7. So it is 5 centimeters. This is the way we will find the sides of the right angle triangle. Now we will move on to the next question. Here the next question is, a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was 90 rupees, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. Number of articles, Bx, the cost of production of each article, which means, so cost of production of each article is equal to 3 more than twice the number of articles. So 3 more than means plus 3, twice the number of articles means, here we assume that the number of articles will be x. So twice the number of articles means, which is nothing but 2x. 3 more than twice the articles, which is nothing but 2x plus 3. So if the total cost of production on that day was 90, total, how we will get the total cost of production? By multiplying the number of articles plus each cost. So total cost is equal to number of articles plus cost of production on each article. If I multiply those two, then we will get the total production cost, which is given that 90. Now we need to multiply these two. 2x square plus 3x is equals to 90. So this will come to this side and it will become 2x square plus 3x minus 90 is equals to 0. Now, if I do the factorization, how we need to find the x values, right? So how can I do this? So first I will multiply the first and last term. Here the first is 2 into minus 90, which is, with the product is minus 180. Now I need to split the middle term in two ways, that such that their product should equal to minus 180. How can I do it? Can I do it as 15 minus 12? 12 5s are 60, 12 ones are 12, and 6, it is 180. Plus into minus minus, so we got minus 80 only. So I can write it. So I will write it as 2x square plus 15x minus 12x minus 90 is equals to 0. Now I will take x as common. So if I take x as common in these two terms, then what are the remaining terms here? 2x plus 15. And if I take minus 6 as common, then what will I get? Same, my 2x plus 15 is equals to 0. So here if I take plus 2x plus 15 as common, then the remaining terms will be x minus 6 is equals to 0. So we need to find the x values here. 2x plus 15 is equals to 0 and x minus 6 is equals to 0. What is the value here? 2x is equals to minus 15 and x is equals to minus 15 by 2. It is in the fraction and also which is in negative. So the cost should not be in negative. So we can ignore this one. So we can ignore this. And here the x value is 6. So one article, number of articles are 6. So we need to find the cost for one article. So we will see here. Here we need to find the number of articles. So we find number of articles are 6 and we need to find the cost of each article. So we need to substitute the x value here only. So we need to know the each article, right? So I'll substitute here only 2 of, what is the x value? 6 plus 3 is equals to 6 2s are 12, 12 plus 3 15. So 15 is the production on each article. So one article cost is 15 rupees and the total number of articles are 6. This is the way we will find out this question. I hope you understand this lecture. We'll meet again in the next video. Thank you. This is Sunhera signing off.